What's up, everybody? I'm Tyler.
And I'm Brittany.
And we're shoveling sawdust. All right, guys, this whole video is going to be about sawdust. It is our most popular asked question on the channel. What do you think, Miss Britt? How often do you see, what do you do with sawdust?
More than once. More
than once. And all right, we're going to answer all those questions. We're going to talk about sawdust in this video. One popular video that we get asked all the time, popular question we get asked on our videos is, what do you do with your sawdust? And one sub question of that is, or they tell us all the time, why don't you make fuel pellets? So why do we not make fuel pellets out of our sawdust?
Because it's way too hot down here.
It's way too hot down here. That's one. Okay. Also, I don't know many people that want pine fuel pellets. This is southern yellow pine sawdust. 90% of what we do is southern yellow pine. And if you do any research on southern yellow pine, you'll find out that it will stop up your chimney. You just don't burn much pine. And those people that are up north and know more about burning in chimneys, you probably could weigh in the comments below on why you don't burn pine. But that's one major reason. And it's hot down here. Most of the time, I know the past 2-3 months y'all seen this, you know, us complaining about cold and the wet and blah, blah, blah. But we don't have a super cold winter down here that warrants the sale of much stuff for heating. Now, we're shoveling up a little sawdust down here, and I get all the time, why don't you just hang a little bucket right down here? And if you hung your little bucket, or put you a sack here, you could just pick up the sawdust, and it'd be so much easier.
That's all we would be doing. The whole day we'd be picking up sawdust.
The whole day I'd be moving buckets of sawdust. I saw 2 days and make this mound of sawdust, and I think it takes us 5 scoops on the tractor, shoveling it in with our shovels. Do we spend every 3 days maybe 15 minutes moving sawdust?
Probably something like that.
So it's not a big deal, and I don't want to move. We did the saw bucket on the sawdust when we had that woodland mill like a year or so ago, 2 years ago, and it was every other cut we were taking the sawdust off and dumping it. I'm not doing that on an LT40 hydraulic. It's just not feasible.
Not when you're sawing production every day.
No, we saw a lot. We saw a couple 100 2x4s every single day religiously. So, like, it's not something that we're going to be moving. And somebody had suggested, he was like, I think you should do it in burlap sacks. Yeah, Miss Britt, you go ahead and pick up a 75-pound sack slap full of sawdust and go tote that over there.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think so. We
Good
just
idea, but
yeah, I mean, I get
for us production-wise.
I get the concept. I do get the concept. But in actuality, it would not work for us. We have the sawdust with a shovel to the scoop, quick, easy, no problem. So we spend maybe 10 minutes every 2 days. It actually takes more time to take those forks you see behind Miss Brittany and unhitch them, which they're quick connects, and snap, snap. It takes more time swapping that than it does moving the sawdust. Now, me and Miss Brittany are moving our week's worth, well, 2 or 3 days worth of sawdust right now over to the big pile. And I'm going to take you right now into an adventure of what we do with our sawdust. We do compost our sawdust, not on a massive scale, not in huge quantities, but on a small scale. We do compost our sawdust. We use it in our garden. And I got a friend that wanted some in his garden. He's doing some raised beds. So I'm going to take you along right now for that adventure. And I'm going to show you how we took some great compost up to him and how he's going to use that in his beds and make some groceries with it. So he'll be growing some vegetables and all kinds of things. So let's go along to that, and then I'll hit you up at the end of this video.
coming a little bit, but she don't want to. There you go. Oh, she's dumping now. Hold on. There you go. There you go. Not too terribly much. Give her one more of those. I need to get my boots on.
What you doing, Aiden? Getting the rest of it out. All right, Britt's gonna let her down. I'm gonna get Jesse to step up here, and he's gonna show us what he's doing here. Tell me what you got going on here, Jesse, with these beds.
I got just five right now. So I've got the 2 4-foot by 6-foot over there, and then I've got this one these are 8 foot across this way, and this one's about 5 foot and some change, and then I got the 2 foot little walkways here.
So what are you gonna plant here?
I haven't really got my exact blueprint set up yet, but I think I'm gonna do mostly, since this one's so wide. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do most of my ground, like lettuces and carrots and stuff right here, and then over here I'll probably do most of my tomatoes and peppers with some lettuces kind of sprinkled in amongst those. And then I've got, you know, I really haven't quite figured that out yet. I've just kind of winging it as I go, really. Yeah, I've got a bunch of melons and stuff as well. Yeah. That we're gonna put in. I've got some ground cherries. Let's see, what else do I got? I got some cucumbers, zucchini, squash. So you're doing the whole garden. You're gonna have everything out here. Yeah, and I've got to add 2 more. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more going over here. And then just expanding on from there. Okay, so you're gonna have a whole garden out here, and we're gonna be using this compost we got from the sawmill as a layer in the mix of what you're doing. You're adding other things. Jesse's actually tested some of the compost here. Yes. We mixed 2 of them together, and this one was the one that was more base. Yeah. But higher in nitrogen, and then this one was really acidic, which is really test like electronic soil testers. Yeah. I got tired of trying to hold it up to the thing, and apparently, according to it, a 4.5 pH and a 7.5 are the same thing. Okay. Well, not. So those things do not work. Yeah. So moral of the story. So we were talking about this stuff, and one thing I want you guys to know that are out there that are talking about compost, none of this is fresh. This is all been breaking down for the course of, this pile I pulled from is at least 5 years old. Yeah. So like we were saying there, they're working on moving some of this right now. This material is older material. The black dirt there is from, I've been mixing in some garden, I was taking the stalks, corn stalks, and pea plants and stuff at the end of the year, and I was mixing those in with that and turning it. So that's how we made that darker compost. And the lighter stuff is just broke down sawdust over 5-6 years into a particular pile. So we'll see how it works. We're gonna go ahead and move 1 or 2 of these. This is what Jesse's day is gonna consist of right here. So we're gonna show, we're gonna show what where these end up. You know what I gotta do when I get back to the sawmill, Jesse? What? I've got to I don't know if that's compost. No, it's not compost. I've got to go and move. See that shovel work you're doing? Yeah. I've got I got to fill that tractor scoop probably 6 or 8 times because I've got a bunch of sawdust around the mill that's got to be moved. Basically, got that red clay. It sucks.
Yeah, we got the, I don't know what it's called, but it's like gray. And yours is straight red over here. That's really not going to take but like 3 or 4 wheelbarrows probably.
You would think, but the key is, like if you go to fill any of these beds in and you can use like whole sticks at the bottom like this. But what you have to make sure that you do is once you get done filling it, that you go back and that you water it really good before you get ready to put your stuff in there, because the dirt's going to settle in all the voids under those sticks. So if you just fill it up and then go to put your plants in there and water it,
it'll sink.
Get all these cavities.
Yeah, it starts sinking.
Yeah, you'll have these cave-ins all over the place.
All right, man, what's your name?
Austin Jameson.
Austin Jameson.
Yep.
So tell me about, you're one of the outlets that I have for getting rid of sawdust. What do you use this sawdust for?
Well, I own horses, and with this sawdust, I use it to keep their stalls clean and dry.
Okay.
And this stuff here lasts me for a good amount of time, at least 2 to 3 weeks.
Right, and it's also, I give the sawdust to you because I just need to get rid of it. Do you find that it saves you money on like shavings and stuff like
Yeah. Especially, getting all this. The horses, I mean, they use it properly. I clean the stalls out every day, and they just, I mean, it takes a while for it to be completely used up. Even if it's browns in the stall, it doesn't mean necessarily it's dirty. It's just dry, and it keeps it dry. I got a horse now. I probably missed out on 2 weeks of cleaning with him, but you can't really tell that this stall is dirty because it's dry.
It's dry. So it gives you a medium to be able to scoop and sift the manure through and everything else, right? Okay.
It collects poop really well.
So I kind of pre-warned you of a couple questions. So one of the questions I want to ask you is, a lot of people talk about the fine sawdust from a band sawmill versus, like, you have gotten sawdust from our circle sawmill and you've gotten sawdust from our edger over here. Our edger has a real coarse sawdust. So which one do you prefer, the coarse or the fine, or a mixture of both?
Well, for me, it depends on the horse. If I have a horse that likes to pee a lot, I like to get this stuff because it soaks it up really well. But if a horse that kind of more, good ratio of poop and pee, I'll get mix this with that. And then for other stuff, if you have a horse that just poops all the time, that stuff there keeps it, really well. So
what I'm gathering is you like the fine sawdust for the urine. Like it helps absorb the urine from the horse's stalls. And then the coarse stuff is probably easier to run a pick through to get like the actual manure droppings out of.
And also, if you have like, a mare that's about to foal, or, a horse that has arthritis, or, joints that need to be taken care of, the sawdust from the edger is much softer.
Okay.
So I would, I will mix it with this, but I'll have like the ratio be more of the edger sawdust more than this, just for soaking up.
And that gives them like the, I guess because it being coarser makes more of a cushion layer on the horse. So I guess it's good for their feet as well to be, in a softer, dry, soft environment too. That's nice. I know for a lot of people out there that watch me on YouTube all these years, they probably don't know that I was a farrier, which is a person who trims and shoes horses for, that's how I bought my sawmill, was trimming and shoeing horses. So I know a lot about taking care of horses' feet. I made my living doing that.
Oh yeah.
You got to have them dry, but also soft. And that sometimes those two things don't go together, because if it's soft, that's usually in wet ground. So if you have dry and soft, then it's just overall good for the horse, which I guess that's what you do by doing all this shoveling, scooping, cleaning, and it's a lot of work, but.
Oh yeah. And and also, when they want to take a nap, like I'll be in there sometimes working all day, and I'm trying to get the pasture fixed up, but the horses are in the barn now.
Right.
And so they'll be in there, standing, and all of a sudden they'll take a nap like a human. I mean,
so they like it. They like to get down in it.
Roll almost every day.
Okay, guys, there's also one other I have to mention use for sawdust. I guess I'll just have to show you. that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys got some insight into where some of our sawdust goes, and we still have mountains of it around. So if you got any ideas, I guess you could throw those in the comments below on ways to get rid of sawdust or better ways to compost our sawdust. I think we're going to work with some local animal farmers here in the near future to hopefully start getting like some manure to add in and do like a certain ratio for making compost. That's the plan. I would like to make more compost. This is early Friday morning. That's why it's cool outside. It's supposed to get up to 70 today. But literally the rain just started. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but I hear it on the tin roof here. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I just wanted to show you guys like the different avenues and different ways that we do get rid of sawdust and move sawdust. And, you know, just give you some insight into that. So that's going to do it. I'm rambling at this point. If you check the description below, there will be links to
our Patreon and our merchandise.
Also, our Instagram will be in there. So check the links below in the description. Click the description. Read those little wonderful descriptions that I write up for every video. That I don't know if people even see those. But anyways, check those out. Click those links. Follow us on Instagram. Join us on Patreon. The whole 9 yards. Till next time, guys.
See ya.